Lincoln. Come on, it's from Lincoln, America. Jake Sorensen. It is officially Husker game day in Lincoln, Nebraska. Oh, the game's in Minnesota. It is game day. We've waited a long time for football. It has finally arrived. We have made Jay, good to see you. Bill, good to have you. It's been a long wait. We'll get to the ball game here in a second, but finally Jay here. It is awesome. Wonderful to have Jay here.
Day today. He's got a lot of things going on.
I kind of teased Bill, Jay, on your day that you have ahead. You have, some things going on. It's days today. Yeah. You've got post game tonight, plus you got pregame with us at Warhorse Casino. You've got this morning. We appreciate you being here for that. Right. It's a full day.
Yeah, it's a full day, and hey, look, when it's game day, you got to be able to step up, man. And I'm enjoying. I mean, it's going to be a good deal. It's the first one of Matt Rule, and then we'll. Kick off our first after game show. So I'm excited about that. So it's, obviously be a lot easier if they go out there and play well. So
it'd be nice. Yeah. If Nebraska could help us out. I mean, like last night, if the football team can follow up what happened last night in Memorial with the volleyball team, 92,003 people, not just a U.S. record and NCAA record, but a world record for attendance at a women's sporting event. 92,000 people. It was electric. The match was fun. I thought there was no issues at all with the actual way it went. The wind was on. There was no rain. Temperature was fine. If you can have that momentum from last night go into tonight's game for the football team, that'd be an epic 2 days for this state because it was last night.
That would be an epic 2 days for this state.
Yeah, you might be able to shut the state down for another day.
You might,
not just the school. Just everybody just take the day off.
You might be able to do that. You might be able to do that.
They should do that. That should be matter of fact, that should be announced, Jay, today. Yeah. At least by the university.
Right.
Nebraska wins tonight. There's no school tomorrow.
Yeah.
That should be announced. Right
is that a given? If Nebraska were to win, no one should go to class.
This is the chance for Ted Carter to leave on a great note.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be
that should be announced today. Let's get that out.
Get it right. Let's get this right.
Yeah, he needs to get some cool points back.
Yes. So this would be your.
If Nebraska wins, let's proclaim it on this show. If Nebraska wins, just don't go to school. If they don't cancel school, don't go to class.
Tomorrow's
you party
off.
all night. You have a good time.
Tomorrow is off. Yes.
Let's make it happen.
Students, be aware of that.
Yes.
And I think it should be off to the whole state. I think high schools, everything should be
celebrate.
Off.
Yeah, statewide.
Yes.
Statewide day
Take
off.
A day off.
It's extended Labor Day weekend.
Right.
Kids need a little break after getting back to school.
Yeah, have a little mini parade. Right down in front of the stadium. It'd be good.
Make that happen. Let's make that happen.
It'd be the Nebraska way, the new Nebraska, right, Bill?
Awesome. Josh would be down there with the band, the horns. Be down there.
Josh told us his schedule this morning. It's insane. Josh over there, our producer Jay, plans on driving to Minnesota following the show in a game for the KRNU campus radio station. And that's not. It gets wilder from there. He's going to drive back. So the game gets over about 10:30 tonight. Yeah. Josh plans on coming back, being right there in that seat tomorrow morning at 6.
I said is not safe. I'm down on that.
We are not holding that, John.
Down on that. Bella, we need to alert Bella. Yeah.
If you can't make, we will have Bella on speed dial. John.
That's a check, right? They alert almost. Right?
But he's going to take a nap and drive to Notre Dame to go watch their game on Saturday, and come back Monday for Labor Day weekend.
Is he? How old is he?
He's 21 years old. 22 or 21?
Oh, this is
21 years old.
Cakewalk for him.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
correct. And he called game last night for volleyball. He was at the game. It was busy.
Are you going to have Sip on live tomorrow? I mean, tonight? Because Sip will be up there. He'll
Have
probably, you should get a hold of him. Have him
just
come
have him up
have
for
him come in
KRNU.
a guest on the show.
He would do that.
Yeah, he would do that. That'd be pretty cool stuff.
He would do that. I think I want to play this for Idle Chit Chat today, Bill. This is important. I'm not going to play the regular open. And we'll go back to last Friday for this. You'll get this.
Okay.
This is the proper music today for Idle Chit Chat to begin the show.
Okay.
Right here. Clap in your cars. Clap in your cars. Come on. That's right. This is for volleyball. This is for football. It's back. Everything's here. Nebraska was great last night. The attendance was awesome. And I expect a large amount of people driving up today to Minnesota.
Yeah, they're on the highway right now, getting up there. And, well, I know for a fact that I've talked to one of my friends. He works in the hospital. He's like, Jay, you people, your people in Nebraska don't know how to drive in a big city. They have taken over Minneapolis starting yesterday and will be continuing all day and tonight, I bet.
It was about 6.5 hour drive up there, Jay.
Yeah, you would know.
It's about 6.
Yeah,
it's 6 if you're. It's 5 hours and 30-45 minutes if you're.
You're gonna have at least one stop.
Yeah,
probably.
I usually stop. I use systems.
Yeah,
and
that'd be a nice spot. I wonder
no, it's not. It's not.
It's not a good truck stop there. It's not like
there is. But Bill, you've been to Ames.
I've been to Ames.
Have I told you my story about Ames?
I've been to Ames several times. I don't think no, but I've been.
So everybody can drink coffee and all that. So when I used to leave Minneapolis and drive down, that's where when you get, it'd be like maybe a half a tank or whatever. So I'll stop in Ames. All excited up in the car town. It smells like
doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
And I'm talking about the stench that literally feels like it'll burn your nose hairs. Like early in the morning.
What is it? What causes the smell?
Well, I was thinking like, how could you go to camp?
Is it livestock? Is it?
They have that big thing of like chickens there, like they do, like, and I'm sure it's probably just coming right there off the highway. Every single time I've been there.
That would not be a fun.
That's not a good recruiting tool.
No.
That would hurt.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
I've always been very impressed with farmers on their farm that live right next to their feedlot. I'm like, okay, you guys, I like these guys. They're tough. They buckle up, get a wrong wind. But there'll be a lot of people driving up there. Like I said, today will be a lot of people went yesterday.
Yeah,
there's
a lot of people.
There's probably a lot of people that went to the match last night are going to say, "Here we go. We're going to Minnesota this morning." It's a 1-2
Labor Day.
That's a great trip.
The word is the game was sold out. Correct for tonight.
Minnesota has been sold out.
The game is sold out
as of 2 days ago, and they're wearing gold.
Yeah. They're wearing gold. Do we have a get?
Well, they're asking their fans to wear gold.
Oh, a gold out.
Yeah,
it's a gold out.
Yeah, it's a gold out.
Do we have a guess on percentage of Nebraska fans in that crowd versus Minnesota? So you've been to many road games for Nebraska. What do you usually see?
Well, because it was such a big game when we played there and I was coaching in Wisconsin, but we got boxed out pretty well. We had fans there, but it wasn't a huge amount because you got big person. You got kind of boxed out a little bit for that one. I don't know if Nebraska's getting boxed out like that.
I bet you it's 40%.
But I bet actually it's probably 25. You think 40? I think by 25, 30. So I think that Minnesota obviously came off a very good year.
Yeah, and it's the first game.
And it's a first game, and it's a Thursday night game, so it doesn't affect the weekend because they're affected by the weekends and what's going on.
Yeah, you're right.
And what are the Vikings doing?
Or the Twins are playing well too. Yeah.
So a lot of things don't affect it. So I do expect a very rambunctious crowd out of Minnesota.
Yeah,
I think they'll have a very. I didn't check there. I know it's been nice kind of everywhere, but
they're going to be partying down in Dinkytown, Jake.
I've been there before. I've been there a time or two.
They have a pretty cool setup where you have all the bars coming down there right off the tram.
Off the tram,
yeah, off the tram. And they have a good tailgate. And you know what? Minnesota fans are very welcome. I have a couple friends that are one of my friends runs the Gopher Foundation, and they are welcoming to Nebraska fans. They like Nebraska fans.
It's fun when you have fans come in from outside.
Right. But if it's Wisconsin, it's bad blood. Iowa's bad. Yeah, it's different. So I think, really it's going to be about 30% Nebraska.
That's pretty solid still.
Share. What was the weather?
Okay, I have the update. This is perfect. So last night was perfect for volleyball. A little warm, but it got nice about halfway through. Night's football game, 78 degrees and partly cloudy at 7 p.m.
Oh wow! Yeah,
I don't know. I don't see a wind update here. I think we're looking at a pretty calm day, wind wise. Yeah, 6 mile per hour wind. Can be pretty calm. Football.
Yeah.
Perfect day for football in Minneapolis.
Perfect day.
So there's no rain. There's no issues in terms of
no excuses.
Seriously, no excuses at all.
I'm shocked that Jay Foreman is here because he is a legend in the state of Minnesota and a legend in the state of very states.
Right, yeah,
states.
I'm
very
often. Little remorse for not going.
Yeah, double.
But the first night of the after game show, I didn't think I should miss it. Hey, listen, I'm not 21 anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
I wouldn't do that.
I don't know if I could have.
Someone said, "Hey, listen, we could do this real quick. Bill and Jay go to the game and be back next month." I'd be like, "No,
I think I'm good.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'm doing one or the other.
Doing one or the other. Not doing both. Doing one or the other. Yes."
So, well, again, you can hear the Jay Foreman post-game show the moment the game is over. The minute the clock strikes 0, we're on the air. We're on the air with Jay's post-game thoughts.
That's incredible.
You can call or text 402-464.
And you guys are set up tonight at what time?
Reminder. Yeah, tonight pregame show at Warhorse Casino in Southwest Lincoln, 4 to 7 p.m. We'll be out at Warhorse Casino.
You better get there early.
Yeah.
That place will be packed.
Can you place bets there?
You can place bets, and here's the thing: you are allowed in the state of Nebraska to place bets on Nebraska road games. You cannot bet on Nebraska when they're in Lincoln.
Oh, it's kind of like that NFL rule. Yeah. Where now you're in a place that you can do bait. You can bet freely.
You can come in and bet on Nebraska, but if they're playing in Lincoln, you cannot bet on the Huskers. But today, you freely can. Come on into Warhorse Casino, place a bet. The sports betting is open. The sports book is open for you.
Let's pool our $5 together, Bill.
$5, Bill.
On Huskers to cover.
The one thing I'm not doing is any gambling. Like I said, I already have them winning. So it sounds like easy money for people
look at Bill.
That I already have them winning.
I think it's going to be a grind.
It will be a grind.
They're going to have to earn it.
Yeah, I mean, is there any? So the question I've had about this game is that is there any chance that it's not close? Like,
there's a chance.
Like Nebraska, here we would all be more surprised if Nebraska won handily versus if Minnesota won handily. That's an obvious one, but I think everyone looks at the last 3 matchups. They've all been decided by 7 points. All 3 of them. This game in general has been pretty close during the entirety of Nebraska, Minnesota in the Big Ten. But I think people just expect this to be a tight game that comes down to the end. It's what I think I hear from everybody is the expectation.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if it's not. Just like what Jay said, it's going to be I think it's going to be like a counter punch of you guys are doing nothing that's been overly dynamic. We'll match that.
Yeah,
we're going to stay tight,
steady,
to the best. Stay tight,
steady.
They're going like I was talking about Jay. Jay said you lose more games than you win.
Yep.
So you don't want to lose the game. You want to make sure the other that you
make them win it. Yeah,
make them win the game. And so I think that's going to be the philosophy on both sides of like, hey, we're gonna make sure, because the obvious one is, as Jay will talk about too, is the number one thing maybe we're going to say turnovers.
Yep.
That's always your biggest predictor of what's going to happen. If you go into the game right now and Nebraska has no turnovers, then they're going to win, or it's going to be a tight game in the fourth quarter.
Right.
If they're up until that point, if there's no turnovers, you're going to be in great shape. And so those things will always be your big predictor. But I think I said that they'll stay very, very close to the vest, and then you're trying to figure stuff out. There's going to be formations and stuff that you haven't seen defensively. You're like, oh, that's something I really wasn't anticipating. That is different than what I happened, in this spot. And so there'll be some feeling each other out a little bit, kind of like the early rounds of a fight.
Yeah, I think it's number one is turnover. That's every game. Matter. I mean, you could be. That's a scrimmage. That's a practice. Really, you don't have any turnovers. I think it's going to really come down to quarterback play. You got 2 quarterbacks that when they look in the mirror, they see each other. 2 guys that haven't proven themselves for a whole season. They got a lot. They both are the same. They're about the same size. Both can run. I'd probably say Minnesota's quarterback maybe is a little bit more accurate passer, and that's just based on their controlled passing game from last year. But I don't think it's much. Whichever quarterback plays the best, and that doesn't mean 200-yard rushing and the plays that get on Nebraska Twitter. Who plays the position of quarterback the best? Another thing, Bill, I want to ask you about is the assistant coaches. This is from my experience. This is just me and from even from high school to college to the pros, is how important assistant coaches, the assistant to the assistant is. And the reason why I say this, you have a young staff, very young staff, besides the four, I call them the 4 horsemen, head coach and coordinators. How important it is, say Jay Foreman and Bill Busch comes off the sideline and Jake is there because he's the eyes that has direct communication with the players, that has to relay it up to Bill Busch and say, this is what he sees. This is what you need to be aware of. Talk about that, because that's so huge in making in-game adjustments, which I think is series to series, maybe even play to play, but just the communication and giving your players confidence, and also giving the coaches confidence as well.
It's happened. I've seen it happen before,
right?
Where sometimes you're just like, the games the next day, you're like, how did this never get fixed during the game? We've all seen it, where something is up and it's like, or the information wasn't quite what you thought it was.
Right.
So the veteran part of, like that. So the guys that go up, I was up most of the time, except for especially in coordinators down. So but most of my time was up.
Okay.
And that was, again, like that. That was so critical to be like, whatever it is, like a run hits, they run quarterback count or whatever it was. What happened? What happened? What would tell me exactly the fit that didn't happen?
Right.
So you can get the information back to them right away to fix it. And then also having that ability of, in your first game with a new staff, of how the sidelines run.
That's what
so critical. How the sideline, where everybody knows that. Trust me, they know they all have a spot to sit. They understand that. But just the first time being through it is a lot.
Yeah.
The different ways that the communication has to happen. And then also, like I said, it's also very important as assistant coaches to be just really calm.
Right.
That's not to lose it. I mean, there's not going to be effort plays tonight where you're someone's got to come out of the game because they're not playing hard. Everyone's going to play hard. There's not going to be effort issues. But if you can be able to have the calmness of like, all right, here's what we got. Here's what happened. Here's what's really good. This is great that we just did this. Then also the next thing is anticipation, where it's all of a sudden it's going to be, hey, just so you know, in this next series, this is going to happen.
Right.
The quarterback's going to keep the ball on this play, because we've showed this has happened. There's something that's going to go on. Things are going to go on. So anticipation football is so important from assistant coaches. The head coach isn't doing that at that time.
No, he's
managing the game.
He's busy man.
The assistant coaches are the ones that have to
control the game, and I think it's huge because the players, especially you have a lot of players that are starting tonight that are inexperienced. Yeah, they've been in the program, but they haven't been the guys that got to answer the bell. So I think it's so huge, the communication, and it has to be clear. And when I was in college, whether it was, Ben Butenbach, Carlos Polk, or Jamie Burrow, everybody was invested in the game. The best way I could describe it, you can't have people, especially assistant coaches or assistant to the assistant coaches, watching the game. And meaning as a fan just out there, just, oh man, that's a great play by Bill.
Yeah.
Oh man,
look at that catch.
Yeah, I didn't see that they lined up in an overload and they, pulled the tackle when they're supposed to pull the guard. Yeah. These are the things that Bill needs to hear as a coordinator. Like if he's like, hey Jay, what happened on that quarterback counter? Well, you know what? The tackle came right up on me free. So then Bill has to go to the D-line coach and say, listen, you're single block, dude. You got to make this play. Okay. My linebacker is getting ear hole. He can't get over top because he has the angle on me. You have to make this play. That's how you make adjustments. It could be play to play too, because the defense has the advantage being on the road. If an assistant coach sees something, take a shot. We used to call it nasty split, which is a negative split.
Split.
Well, which is mean negative. It's always,
I got you.
Okay, well, this is what they could be. You could alert the over route or whatever Bill had in alert. That's what you have to do, right? Because the object is to win the game, not to look pretty. And if you're over there sitting there just watching the game, chilling, you have some regret when you're watching the tape on Monday.
The other thing that comes up, which sounds so minute, is how you warm up, because you can waste a lot of energy. You can waste a lot of energy. Veteran dudes and veteran coaches, man. The veteran coaches are just like, we're going to get our bodies right. This is not the time at 40 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, shoot your gun.
I mean, I've seen people just get worn out during warm-ups.
Warm-ups.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially
on the road, first game.
Especially on the
first fired up.
Yeah.
And especially the first game of the season, because yes, you have scrimmages, but the anxiety, the pressure, the want to.
If you haven't played much.
If you haven't played much. So you're not used to it. And even like me, when I'm playing, the first game is the hardest, man. I'm waiting for that second win.
Yeah, you're so it's very important as the assistant coach on how you warm. So a lot of times when you warm up at home, there'll be a few more filler guys.
Yeah,
they do a couple warm-ups.
Yeah.
On the road, not.
Yep.
They travel way less numbers, so you don't have those. So you have to really monitor your group. Then also have, I'm sure the head coach has a great plan, but I love when head coaches are. Ed Ogeron was not about the warm-up. It was like we were like boom, 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 do this,
out of here,
come out, get a few things in like that for just that reason.
Yeah.
To not be out there in that heat and humidity.
Yeah.
And then also not wear yourself out. Because he's like, well, once you have yourself going,
you're going to be good. You're not.
The 8 plays, 1s and 2s before full team.
Right.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's just kind of everybody. Every run's a touchdown.
Yeah.
You tag off, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. That's not. Oh, that's a really big thing to do. And you always do something stupid. You think it's always so funny. It's like, okay, play everything in this coverage because the other guys are watching us.
Yeah.
So it's like but that doesn't matter.
They've never seen us play cover 4 before.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna play line up in cover 4 for this drill, so people are watching us. So.
I want to go back to what you said a second ago, Jay, because I think it's important for people to realize that I think for a long time people were curious about how this all looks. Is it enjoyable to watch? Is it a good product? You said it doesn't have to be pretty. He's got to win games. I think about fans who are Iowa fans who have watched that team live off of defense, special teams, and really for a long time, very boring offense.
Right.
But it's won games. It's not pretty. They accept it. Like Nebraska fans, you've missed 6 straight bowl games. You've had decent chances to win these games, and it has not been pretty.
Sure.
I mean, it's been fun to watch the big plays of Trey Palmer. That didn't win you. It won you 4 games last year.
Right.
And I hope that you can see big plays this year. But if you win in any form, if it's 10-3, if it's 13-10, it shouldn't matter. We there shouldn't be a care about how it looks if it results in a win.
No, I mean,
where you're at now.
If you reference Minnesota, I don't know, was it 3-4 years ago when they had that magical season?
2019, 19, yep.
Their first 3 games, I know for a fact that first game they should have lost. Whoever that linebacker, I keep saying it didn't have cover 3 drop, you lost the game. I hate to say it. That they're running cover 3 and linking you football. You're in the flat, make it game over. Georgia Southern, they won on the last
lost
drive.
that game.
Fresno, they won in the overtime. It doesn't matter because once you get the W, it gets painted that you found a way to win an ugly win. An ugly win is always better than an ugly loss. And for this team and these kids, the best way to win is means so much more to them because then it validates everything they've been through. Hopefully. Yeah.
I want to read this text because I think it's a good way to kind of combine last night and today in terms of what fans are at. Aaron in Crete says, "Good morning, guys. Last night at volleyball showed how much Husker fans are waiting for a winner to play in that stadium. I'm excited for the Rule era to kick off. Need to see a physical team that has the mentality to step up and at the end of the game." The volleyball game was one of the coolest moments I've ever seen in person. That's in the same realm as the 9/11 game for football back in 2001. He says, hope we get that kind of moment in the stadium again this season or very soon. So, I mean, he's right. He's right. Nebraska fans, they showed up last night. They want that football team to provide that kind of spark, that kind of energy, that kind of victory in person, and maybe take a big step towards that tonight in Minneapolis.
I mean, if you're a football player and they were on the way, but I'm sure they've seen all the stuff on social media because obviously
be impossible to miss it.
Yeah, impossible to miss it.
There's a lead story on ESPN.
Yeah, right. So
PBS before we get on too.
They should be internally. I know I would be motivated to get there and to take back the campus per se. And so look, man. At the end of the day, this isn't. This game, I mean, yes, the coaches have to coach. Bill, you know this, right? But I'm a big it falls on the players. I mean, like, let's not make it too hard now. This isn't like me and like accounting for or calculus, okay, where you don't have a chance to, passing.
No
It's
chance.
I don't think they'd even let me in the class.
It feels like, yeah.
Well, I peeked my head in.
Yeah.
I
We
peeked
know
my
you.
head in. and
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
who he
yeah,
was.
yeah,
man. You
I peeked in there.
I sat in one of those math classes like in college, like the first day, and I'm like, took like a practice test and see where you're at. I won't be here on Tuesday.
I don't belong.
This is not where I belong. I think
Yeah.
there's got to be some sort of a other
pass
class.
fail or summer school. But at the end of the day, man, it's football. I mean, when you really break it down and I always say peel back the onion, it's football. Like you are at Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
If you, I mean, there's no excuses for, we're not lined up at, the first game against an LSU or like Alabama or no. I mean, this is not taking anything away from Minnesota, but you're not getting on that plane going up there. It's like, man, we have to coach the perfect game. We need bad weather. We need them to have 4 turnovers. Like you need to just go ball. Minnesota's right there for you to beat them.
Yep.
So it really is not that hard.
They lost a lot of dudes. Minnesota did.
And they lost a dude that in the middle that was literally throwing people out the club.
The center.
So now you don't need a fake ID to get in the club. You just get in it as needed.
And so the
bouncer's gone.
So just like Jay said, this is not a monumental task of any sort. It's not like, what do we have to do this? We better make sure we have at least a guy hit a fake punt. We're going to have to block a punt. We're going to have to do this.
Yeah.
No,
you need a big return.
This is not Ohio State. This is not Michigan.
We just have to good football.
Right.
Let's get to a phone call on the Honda of Lincoln hotline 402-464-5685. We'll have this call sponsored by our friends at Newton's Lawn Care. Idle Chit Chat with our good friend Chris at the Baldwin Shop. Again, sign up for a 2024 fertilizer programming free winterizer application this fall. Call or text 402-440-6297. Newton's Lawn Care. Chris at the Baldwin Shop. Good morning. Happy game day, Chris. You're on early break.
Hey, good morning, Jake, Coach, and Jay. Jay, welcome to the Nocturnal Talk Show here.
I appreciate it, man.
And one other thing, one quick thing I'd like to tell Jay. Now, I'm an older guy, and I remember watching great Chuck Foreman play in the 70s there, and your dad was a great one.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I'll be sure to deliver that message.
No, I'm sure he knows all about that stuff. But hey, now listen, guys. I'm looking at this game, Jake. Now I the last couple of years you've called these games, like with Illinois 2 years ago with Northwestern. You said tone setters. I agreed with you. And you know what? They were tone setters for the season. We got knocked to the canvas in those first games, and I know when you go 3-9 and 4-8, we don't recover. We didn't recover from those first games really, and I think it's imperative we get off to a good start tonight and win this game. If you win it, you go out to Boulder with renewed confidence. Colorado, we do not know what they're going to have. It's unsure. It's a little scary also what you might face out there, with the people that Coach Sanders has brought in. It's going to be nasty out there. I think it's going to be nasty up in Minneapolis tonight. But, if you're Ohio State, if you're Michigan, if you're Georgia, if you're Alabama, I think if you're doing a game like tonight, I don't think it's a real tone setter because you kind of figure you're going to win that game. But with Nebraska, where this program is right now in the 21st century, I think we need to get off to a good start and win this game tonight. And Jake, I'm sure you're probably agreeing with that.
Well, I would say, Chris, compared to last year's, Illinois, Nebraska was a favorite in that game. Northwestern, Nebraska was a favorite. They were supposed to win. So a tone setter in those games, like, well, do what you're supposed to do. Tonight, they're not a favorite. So even though it is a tone-setting game, it's a little different feeling compared to the last couple of years of the ones you were supposed to win that you didn't. So a little bit different, but still definitely a tone-setting game.
Well, yeah, I agree there, and I like this coaching staff, what they've done. I can't imagine, guys, that the roster is of these two teams that there's that much of a talent gap between these two teams. What's a little worrisome him is PJ Fleck. He's established. They're so established up there. But anyway, guys, let's hope for the best tonight. We're looking forward to a great game up there. And one thing, Jake, about the volleyball game last night, you guys, I get up this morning. First story on the Sports Center is Nebraska volleyball, not Major League Baseball, not NFL coming season, not the big college football weekend, not the NBA. It's volleyball, and it also was on the national news, ABC and NBC. I saw it on both of them tonight. So, guys, I hate to say this, but as a long-time season ticket holder going back to the 60s, we were in the 20th century, we were a football state. Dare I say it, with conference championships and multiple national championships in the 21st century, we're now a volleyball state. So, hey, guys, listen, enjoy the college football this weekend. Have a great weekend. And Jake, we'll talk to you guys next week.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the phone call. 402-464-5685. He's right. I mean, in terms of it was everywhere. That was ESPN's main story. We heard this morning before the show, CBS Sports was talking about it for our show. It's national. It's worldwide. It's world news. It's a world record they broke last night.
Yeah, I wonder if some of the professional volleyball players over in the Europe, they play over there. I wonder if they were watching as well. And I'm sure there's some.
I would imagine they would have everyone involved. I know I listened to Danny Cannell this morning driving in, or when I was waiting for Jake to show up. He was late, and so was Josh. So I was listening to him, but he talked about his daughters watching the last night, and they were talking on the show on ESPN on Channel 84, and they're talking about how his daughters were watching it last night and how cool it was, for him. So it was a epic night that just doesn't happen other places. And I texted to Coach Cook and just say, this is one of the biggest night in college volleyball ever. They said the national championships mean more. I get that, but it's that wasn't universal. Nebraska winning the national championship, even in volleyball, was not getting national news. Yeah, it wasn't. This was the story, and really, it's about the state of Nebraska, is what it's really about. It's obviously a program, and obviously they win. You don't get. Nebraska is a 500 volleyball team every year, and they have a game. They're not. They're not doing this. Yeah. So you have to give Coach Cook we have his part of it set up first, and Coach Pettit with what they did.
Yeah, Coach Pettit for sure. He
guys help with Rudy a little bit. Nebraska already gets great players, but hey, we get 90,000 to go to a volleyball game. Yeah, we're gonna get some top.
I would imagine I had a little bit of intel on that there were some recruits
I think
on campus yesterday. Imagine being a volleyball player coming to that.
They're like, what the heck is this? This is amazing.
Yeah. That closing percentage better be really good too.
I think they probably hit 100% on that one last night. When we come back, let's look at another game on the docket tonight. Florida, Utah. Next, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticket.com.
It's not often wakes up. I feel the best I have in years. We hear this all the time at Limitless Mail, and it can happen to you when you get a blood test to see why. That's how simple it is. Schedule a free consult with Limitless Mail. Discuss your symptoms. If your lab results say you're low in testosterone, age is just, you can feel your best again. Just ask Limitless Mail.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers and guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus perks. Build a better today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V
is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THC hour.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit. Visit our East Sticks contain nicotine.
Barbecue for a few years. That's right, you can get all your favorites with 3 meats, rice, beans, queso, and crushed chips, or any of their great taco options in Lincoln or Omaha. Plus, they want to give back, as the Malachi Coleman Give-A-Rito, a 2-meat hatchback burrito, gives proceeds to the Fly Like Kai Foundation for the Lincoln foster care community. Stop by Muchachos in Lincoln at 11th and L, or in Omaha at 1258 South 13th Street.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing, professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF member certified installers, and insurance professional will work directly with your insurance company. All roofing is all commercial and agri.com for more information, or call 402-359-2546.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415, or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Creekat, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best Husker season. And with 6 locations across Central, we've got you covered. Whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium, get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's we are.
We're on there.
Back.
Well, party starting early today.
More of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will look at Utah, Florida in just a second. We have a phone call, though, on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 02-464-5685. We don't have Jay Foreman here very often because Sip's gone today. He's in Minnesota. So when Jay's here, we like to get here from a former player. We got a former coach, former player. Now, someone's curious. We got Matthew who has a question regarding tonight's game for you, Jay. So let's go to the phone. Matt, you're on early break. What's your question?
Hey, good morning, fellas, and thank you for getting us through the drought of non-college football months here. But hey, coach, and from a former leader perspective in the locker room and on your breakfast, lunch, on your way to the field, what's your kind of message as a leader to the team? And then same thing for you, Coach Busch, as a coach. What are you relaying to the team, and especially those younger players? I heard last segment, you guys talked about kind of going all out pregame or today, and then not having that energy for kickoff. How are you kind of balling up that energy? And I know it's a fine line as a coach myself. It's a fine line of trying to reel that in, but not too much and still wanting that fire. So appreciate you boys, man, and go Big Red today. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt. Jay, player first.
Oh, man, I mean, it's like we got to go do what we got to do. I mean, by any means necessary. I'm a big believer, like Bill said, everybody's going to be physical and want to hit. But let's tighten that chokehold around. Let's out execute them, mentally destroy these dudes. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be portrayed in that nicer language,
Yeah, that was PG there, Jay.
It's super PG.
Radio friendly.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, let's go do what we've been trained to do, and let's arrive with bad intentions and make the plays we're supposed to make.
Staying on track is so important. Like today, from the time you wake up, which means when you're in a hotel, things take longer. There's elevators. There's all those things you have to address with your team. That's where veterans are talking to the other players too. It's like, hey, we have this meeting at this time. Right. Everyone's here early. We're ready to go. There's nothing worse than all of a sudden the coach like, who's here? There's 2 guys not here. Right. And all those little things that matter. Yeah. Then so if I had a meeting last night at all, which there wouldn't be much of a meeting. If I had a meeting last night at all, the number one thing I would have said is tomorrow's walkthrough will be the most incredible focus walkthrough that we can do. So they know when that walkthrough starts.
It's on.
And it's how detailed it is. And it's very detailed out. It's like, hey, we have the play their iPads, and there's going to be a service unit that has to run them. And these are the guys that are going to do this, and this is how we're going to fit this, what we're going to do. But everybody understand. Then you have a great walkthrough. And there's no talking. There's detailed things that everything you have to be able to get done. All those little things add up. So right now, I'm always concerned as a coordinator with coaches like that. Have our guys early, punctuality.
Right.
We're going to this. What has to be accomplished? It's breakfast time. Just chill out. Have breakfast.
On, man. Yeah,
there's no walking around at that time. No, let them be. Yeah. Just let them be. Let them be cool. Yeah. There's times to let them be. Also, there's times I also want my assistant coaches doing some special, walk through in the ballroom and stuff when they're supposed to be in their room.
Right.
It's like no, be in the room. Do your stuff. Just follow the details. People always ask me, like during an interview, it'd be like, well, what is your discipline system? I'm like, whatever the head coach says it is. That's what we do. Yeah. I'm not doing above and beyond. What is the parameters of the head coach, and what happens if this? Then that's what I follow. That's what you want to have happen during up until the game.
Oh yeah.
What happens is do your part, and then like Jay would lead by example. He would see that when it was time to go out to the field for warm up, he was ready to go.
Right.
It wasn't like, well, hang on, we're waiting for form, and he's back there. He's he's writing his area code on his on his face and stuff. No, he's not. He's up ready to go.
I always try to the first game or two give you up an extra 5 or 10 minutes, anything. I like what I had walked through. I approach it as a mini game, right? And I would lead the linebacker room in the defense as well. Like, okay, look, we're here in this moment. This is not time to play games. And then once it's over, then we're chilling, because that replicates a game. You're going to go a long series and then you're done. So it's always kind of just getting your mind clock and your body into focusing. You have a TV timeout. You can't be, then you relax, and then you got to ramp it up again. And especially when you have a night game and you're in the hotel, you want to be active. But then also, the message that would be, listen, let's control what we can control, and let's do exactly what, don't go out there and do anything that you don't need to do. It's not like, hey, I thought I saw this. Play what you see, be where your cleats are, and then just go play football. And then eventually, we'll end up winning the game. I'm telling you this right now. It's not if. Everything that I'm talking about is win.
Gotta have that positive mindset, that belief. Beef Tacos has a question here regarding the mindset, also regarding the team. We all know Nebraska's had a lot of close losses, not just last year, but over the past few years. Found incredible ways to let games slip away. Beef Taco says, let's say we lose by 1 score tonight on a freak thing, like a block punt for a touchdown, for example. How does Rule prevent the mindset of his players from falling into a losing mindset that it seems to have permeated this program for a while now?
Well, that's a good question, but at the end of the day, I can't speak for Bill. I'm not even approaching that. I feel like if you have done it, preparing your team through that, right? We have went through those scenarios. We have done the mental training. You know, like this isn't, oh, we're waiting for it to lose. We're waiting for it to lose the game. We're finding ways to win the game. This is not. That's the thing. Like that mindset has to change. And you know, look,
Can't
man,
wait for that ball to just drop every time.
Let's go make it happen. If they block a punt and they just bull rush Jay Foreman and, you know, blow me out the frame, okay, I got waxed that play. That has nothing to do with how Nebraska lost in the past. I don't think. First of all, if you have a loser's mindset, according to Matt Rule, you should not be out there on the field at all. You should know who's in for it or not, because you got a battle at this point. Like that can't be what you're trying to prevent, because that's how you get to this point.
Yep. Before we get to break and get to Rick Heyman again, I mentioned there is another big game tonight. It's not just Nebraska, Minnesota. There's also a game, Utah and Florida. The Utes, 14th ranked Utes, are a 4.5-point favorite tonight against the Gators, trying to get revenge on last year's loss in the Swamp to Anthony Richardson, who's now in the NFL with the Colts. Bill, you know the program very well. Kyle Whittingham, of course, you coach under him. What's the belief in this Utah team this year, and what's the mindset for tonight's game against Florida?
Well, there's been a lot of things that came out in the last 24 hours that Cam Rising, their quarterback, is not going to play.
Yep.
So that was announced for media. So that's a big deal, and it would have been hard for him to play. I mean, he had an ACL injury, on January 1st. So that's a quick turnaround to be back and ready to go. So I know that I would imagine this isn't something by surprise where all of a sudden, like this week or 2 days ago, I don't know if Cam's going. They've known that. I guarantee that's been something that's been there for a while. So they're well prepared. If you flip back and forth, and you have your Husker fans, and I'm going to watch a bunch of that Utah game. The muss and the muss is what they call the student section. It's insane at Utah. It's insane. It's not very big, but it is right on top of you, and it's an incredible sight. And the energy that they will have in that place, will be crazy. They have a defense that Coach Whittingham says is as good as he's ever had there, and he's had some great ones. And they have a lot of dudes on offense. The quarterback thing's something, but it's gonna be a very exciting game, and that would be one. Like I said, you're like going, wow, I like to play in that one, because that's going to be as wild of a game as you'll see. The crowd if you compare the crowd at Minnesota tonight to that crowd, it won't even be close. Yeah. It won't even be close as far as how rowdy it is. And that the Utes will show up and be ready to go.
You got a team that just won the conference last year.
Yeah,
they have a very good squad.
Twice, right?
Yeah.
Two times in a row.
Yeah, they should be loud.
Yeah.
They should be rowdy. Florida, again, a marquee game off the bat. They lost to them last year. Try to make up for some lost time from last season.
Right.
Yeah.
And that Utah stadium is like the longest yard prison. They're on you.
I saw it. It's crazy. It's right on top of it.
Yeah.
It's a cool. Coaching there was so much fun. And we beat Cal and Oregon back to back, and one was a Thursday, and one was a Friday night game, and that place was nuts. And now it's been they've taken off since that time, even better. So that'll be a fun game to watch. So I'll be going back and forth on that, and probably I'll DVR the Nebraska game. So if I have to go back and rewatch some things to talk about before the show, and to be able to see all those.
Selfishly, I'm bummed they're both at the same time.
I
like to watch Utah, Florida,
but at least be off an hour at least.
Yeah, come on, They're
like 7:07. They both kick off.
Come on, man, help us out.
Yeah, Mountain Time too, man.
Help us out. Help us out. When we come back, Rick Heyman, starter Heyman Jewelers, saw an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and the TicketFM.com.
All right, Rico, for the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers, check. Chips, check. Ice beer, check. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, well, on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other dealers?
This award is only given to elite dealership to demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace can help. With Gold Class certified car, Eustace this Husker season. At 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered. Whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium, get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com and let's get you back in the
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a location in 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you. Your community, your bank. Find out more at .com. FDIC.
At this night, Link 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th for an inspiring night of stories that spark change. Get your tickets at ignitelincoln.org. Don't miss this chance to be a part of something extraordinary.
Hey, Mike, I heard the Finish Line is going to be broadcasting live from Eagle Raceway on September 3rd.
Yes, we will. Pre-race Finish Line from 4 until 5. Then Tom and I jump on and do Husker Rewind from 5 until 7. Rebecca joins me again, and we're going to do another hour of TFL from 7 to 8.
Anything else going on?
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe we should see if we can get someone to ride in their 2-seat race car.
Yeah. A former Husker. How about that?
Maybe an All-American.
Oh, somebody who holds 5 franchise rushing records for the Green Bay Packers.
Come on, Green.
Join 93.7 The Ticket this Sunday live from 4 to 8 p.m. at Eagle Raceway for the Race Saver Nationals. Mike Melby, Tom Stevens, Rebecca Pearson, and Husker legend Amon Green will be on hand bringing you all the dirt track action. That's this Sunday, September 3rd at Eagle Raceway.
You've worked hard all year, sweating, building, providing. Labor Day is your day. Schaefer celebrates you this. Take this opportunity to save on LG appliances for your home. Your hard work should be rewarded. Schaefer's has up to $500 in cashback rebates and interest-free financing on the new appliance you deserve. Local and family-owned since 1946.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire. Find more online at prd.com.
Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays are reserved for a man with a wider range of music knowledge than Jake could ever dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. You know, it wasn't like it is now. Okay. You know, you got country, you got R&B, you got rap, you got rock. They didn't have that then.
You heard everything.
A man who knows a song when he hears it, just as much as a good diamond when he sees it.
You get a diamond.
Yes, I do. I get a diamond, and that makes me happy.
It's time for Rick Heyman's Song of the Day, sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket.
Once again, your song of the day could be a message to the football team. Don't look back to last year. Look ahead to this year. Don't look back by Boston.
You reached on that one, Jake.
Yeah,
that was.
I like it. Hey,
listen,
Bill, sometimes you reach
that's a big
in life,
stretch.
you know.
That's a big one there. Yep.
I'm just trying to put it out there. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on Rick Heyman, Sartor Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day. You can go first here. 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Yeah.
Actually, I like a little bit of upbeat, kind of wake you up in the morning. I'm gonna go 7.3.
Pretty high. It's
Yeah,
a good number.
7.3.
Now, Bill, you were
I
singing.
like the little. I was singing a little. I like
Yeah,
the little
I
guitar
like it,
riff in
7.3.
the middle. I like the little guitar riff in the middle. Basically, I want to ask. Rick about there was an album with a spaceship on it, a Boston album. I know it had a spaceship on it, and it was an incredible album. I don't know if the song is from this one, but Rick will fill me in on this. But Boston, yes, that was a power band. We've got some. Obviously, there's going to be death involved here since it's R.I.P.
It is R.I.P. It's R.I.P. song.
So I don't like that, Rick. But it's very good, Rick. I'm going to get a 7.777.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with
jackpot.
8.5. I'm going with 8.5. I love that song. I love Boston. Big fan. Great song. Guess Josh's score, Rick. Or sorry, Rick. Bill.
Josh is going to be a
Young.
8.2. It's going to be high.
What are you thinking here?
6.8.
No, he's going high. He's going 8.6. 8.7. Love Boston's bass and guitar licks. He says.
There's a nice little right in the middle, wasn't
Hey,
it?
he's gonna need this song about 2:00 tonight.
Run it on the loop on the way back to Minnesota.
Beat up
Crank
the dog.
it. Windows down. Crank the song. We'll call it good. We're joined now on the hotline by Rick Heyman, Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Good morning, Rick. Nice song today.
Hey, guys. Great to hear you. Great to see you. Good to see you, Jay. This is fun.
Yeah, man. Good morning.
I like it. I like it. Missing Sip, of course, but hopefully he's listening in. You know, I'm 1,000% red Kool-Aid today.
All the Kool-Aid.
I'm pure Kool-Aid. This is one of my favorite bands of all times. I post stuff about them all the time on Facebook, and we've played a bunch of their songs on the show over the years. We've done all the history, and to answer your question, Coach, yes, that was their theme. It was the spaceship UFO was part of their image on all their records. So that's a big deal. Now, we've talked about Boston a lot, but just for the people that don't know, this band was basically all one guy in the beginning by the name of Tom Scholz, who was an MIT graduate, who then went on to work at Polaroid back when Polaroid was still a company, and made many different inventions. He was a genius, but he was also a musical genius, incredible guitarist, and invented many instruments or electronics to develop these sounds that he would get out of the guitar, that wall of sound, like you said, Coach. Just incredible. And that first record of theirs, this is the second one. The first record of theirs, he played almost everything by himself, and then they put the band behind it to travel live and do live shows. So, by the way, congratulations to the volleyball team last night, to all the people that came out. Incredible showing, amazing pictures all over social media today, and I heard it this morning at 5 on, I don't know what it was, ESPN or something. They were talking about it. So, great showing tonight. The best of luck to these guys. I'm 100% sold out with Coach Rule. I think he's the right guy. Very excited. This is RIP. Brad Delp, that beautiful angelic singer, committed suicide in 2007, which is just, I can't even describe how sad that is. The guy was an amazing talent. And then Sib Hasheen, the drummer, then passed away in 2017 from a heart attack playing a gig on a cruise ship. So right in the middle of the gig, he keeled over from a heart attack.
That's terrible.
Whoa.
That's terrible.
Yeah, R.I.P. to him. So anyway, Boston, great story. Anybody can go look them up. It's an amazing American story about an American band that came out of nowhere, literally the basement. They recorded that whole first record in the basement, in Tom Scholz's basement in Boston. So with that in mind, we don't have SIP. You guys want to split this up 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Let Bill go
Who
first.
wants-
I'll go first.
wants
Let the
to go
coach go.
first?
I'll go first.
Coach goes first today.
Coach goes first. Okay. These are real easy. There are 2 other mega bands that came from the Boston area. Name one of them.
Come on, Bill. It's easy.
No idea where any bands come from. I don't know that one, Rick. I have no idea. Probably should know that. Yeah, I'm drawing not really drawing a blank. There's no blank to draw here. It's not like I might know it. No.
You got
When are you going to see the?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Jay's going to steal.
I gotta guess. Poison.
CZ, sorry.
I like
Cars
the guess.
and Aerosmith.
That's a great guess.
What's the answer, Rick?
Cars and Aerosmith.
Cars
and
and
Aerosmith.
That was gonna be my second one.
Aerosmith.
No, Aerosmith was gonna be my second one.
Aerosmith number 2. Come on, Bill.
Should have
It's
known.
obvious one.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Jay.
who wants the next question?
We'll go to Jay in this one.
Jay's got this one.
Oh.
Jay, this is easy. Did
Okay.
they sell more or less than 70 million records?
More or less than 70 million records sold.
Boston?
Mm-hmm.
It's a high number.
You get a CZ at 75 million as of now.
Oh,
That's
and
insane.
they're still selling.
Roll for 2. Yeah, they're still
Yeah,
selling.
Still selling.
They're still
There's
selling.
a whole
Still
lot.
selling records. In fact, I saw somebody post on Facebook that one of them was in a Cracker Barrel and they bought it. It was $30, but they bought it.
Okay.
Uh,
Last question back
and
to
then
Bill.
Jake.
Oh, for me. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yes or no? Are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes, absolutely.
Give me a dime.
3 CZs today. No, they are not.
What? Now that's a shame. They're not at the Rock and Roll Hall. I gave myself a dig.
I hope you are doing something to help that.
That's
Rick.
crazy. Boston?
How's Boston not in?
That's
in the Rock and
stupid.
Roll
That's
Hall?
straight up dumb.
Okey-doke.
Yeah, I gave myself the ding and think
You
I had
did.
it easy. It was a CC. I was wrong. That's crazy. That's absurd.
Thank you, Rick.
0 for 3 today. All right, Rick, what's going on right now at Sauter Heyman Jewelers before I let you go?
Hey, guys, we got our Wedding Band Expo starting next week in Grand Island, the 7th through the 9th. And then the following weekend in Lincoln at South Point. It's our biggest event of the year. It's a minimum 20% off all wedding-related rings and items. Make sure you go to our website, text in to get an appointment because it will be jammed. Go to SauterHeyman.com to get your appointment for the Wedding Band Expo. We also have the big announcement of our outlet store coming to downtown where our current location is at 12th and O. We're going to be a block away from you guys down the street at the outlet. That's going to be a minimum of 30% off every item and up to 75% off. So you want to check that out. Check us out at SauterHeyman.com on Facebook Facebook, Starter Haynes. I'll post more interesting factoids about Boston, the band, on my personal Facebook later today. Go Big Red. And my personal Facebook is Rick Haven.
Thanks, Rick.
Rick, always good stuff. Thanks for the time. Enjoy the game. We'll chat with you next week.
Bye-bye.
Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers. Song of the day, Don't Look Back by Boston. Top of the hour next. More preview of Nebraska, Minnesota next. An early break in the ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 3.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Mike, I heard the finish line is going to be broadcasting live from Eagle Raceway on September 3rd.
Yes, we will. We are going to do a pre-race finish line from 4 until 5. Then Tom and I jump on and do Husker Rewind from 5 until 7. Rebecca joins me again, and we're going to do another hour of TFL from 7 to 8.
Anything else going on?
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe we should see if we can get someone to ride in their two-seat car.
Yeah. A former Husker. How about that?
Maybe an All-American.
Oh, somebody who holds 5 franchise rushing records for the Green Bay Packers.
Come on, Green.
Join 93.7 The Ticket this Sunday live from 4 to 8 p.m. at Eagle Raceway for the Race Saver National. Mike Melby, Tom Stevens, Rebecca Pearson, and Husker legend Amon Green will be on hand bringing you all the dirt track action. That's this Sunday, September 3rd at Eagle Raceway.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farmers succeed. We are dedicated to our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, they have your tailgate and holiday barbecue needs. Enjoy all natural whole pork butt for just $1.69 per pound. USDA Choice whole brisket for $3.99 per pound. And 30 packs of Busch Light for only $15.88 when you buy $4.01 in fresh meat. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn in Lincoln.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right. But there are standards you have to meet. Decadent caramel cake? Check. Too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free, yet free driveway delivery. This is Carl from Cigar Carts and Price Right Auto. And we have all electric Bentelli fun cars, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street legal cars come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-715, or online at ambitionelectric.com. Ever on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Join us at this year's Ignite Lincoln 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th for an inspiring night of stories that spark change. Get your tickets at ignitelincoln.org. Don't miss this chance to be a part of something extraordinary. All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn roost crow.
It's time for early break. Spice back. Lincoln, America. It's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is early break.
I guess.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple out today in Minnesota. He'll be back on Tuesday. Jay Foreman in his place. Bill Busch, Jake Sorensen, early break. Hour 2 sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in Lincoln.
Steve Schindler.
27th Jamie Lane. New location coming to 70th and Pioneers in early 2024. And yes, Steve Schindler's special today is.
Remember, we talked about a little bit yesterday. Is every rushing yard that Nebraska gets, the first 6 people through the door at the bank today gets that in cash. So if they rush for 340 yards, the first 6 people through the door, that's the Creighton location.
Just cash.
Steve
everywhere.
Schindler was down for the volleyball match.
Was he?
Yes, he was down for
Did
the
you see him
volleyball
yesterday,
match. Oh yeah, he was at our house last night.
I saw Laura and Sydney last night.
Yes,
They were at Barry's
them.
before the
Yes.
game. I got a chance to see them
Yeah.
too.
Let's hit on something here that's pretty incredible, though. Is just off the drop of a hat, where you got a hold of Jay Foreman.
I did,
and he's in here. I mean, he's got a full day.
He does.
He's on the Big Ten Network. He's got the pre-show. He's got the post-show, and also he does this. It's different if you bring someone in that doesn't do radio or doesn't do that. They're really not quite sure or how to talk about it and have all the details like Jay does. So Breakers, that's an incredible thing to have on day of game, to have somebody that's played at that high level at Nebraska, played in the NFL, and does this, and then also decides to jump in to help us out
6 a.m.
at 6 a.m. because it was gone. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, Jay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Jay.
I'd
We
rather be
appreciate
here
you.
than trying to work out.
I know this. I know Jay's up because if something comes up on the show, he'll text me.
Yeah,
If something comes up, he'll go do that. That's crap. That's crap.
I'm always messing with him.
Yeah, so I know he's always listening.
I like it because Bill returns my text. Sipple does it.
Yeah, I always return text
Yeah,
right away. I always text back to
I
him.
can get back to you once.
Yeah.
Usually
Yeah.
get back to you. By the way, reminder today, again, yeah, it is Husker game day. We've got pregame show at Warhorse Casino from 4 to 7 p.m. We got the Jay Foreman postgame show right after you hear from the studio. Get your calls in for that at 402-464-5685. Should be a very busy day. Hopefully a successful day for Nebraska football after yesterday's amazing event for Husker volleyball. Again, if you're just tuning in, somehow missed it, Nebraska, that's a world record last night. 92,003 people were at Memorial Stadium to watch Nebraska volleyball beat Omaha in 3 sets. There was tons of fireworks, like actual fireworks after the match was over. Scotty McCreery concert was actually pretty good. Obviously, he's got a good voice. He did a pretty good job. People hung around. I mean, there were people that left, but it was a pretty good crowd still for that concert. It was a remarkable day in Lincoln.
You know, it would have been a
Nebraska.
tragedy for the Huskers. Someone just came out with the final numbers, please. Yeah, we're 12 short. Didn't make it.
I want to go off the street.
The record was going to happen. Now, it could have been 92,004, but Bailey Schindler did not go.
Oh my gosh!
Bailey, my nephew's wife, didn't go. So we gave it last night. We were giving it to the business on
could have been a part of it.
Then we said if we show up one short, of the
This
record.
is on you.
This is on you. It's on you.
You planned to
Yeah.
be there. You did
Bailey
make it.
Schindler.
Yeah.
Yes.
The 30 for 30. The
It'd
person
be a
that
30
did
for
it.
31.
Like the guy from the
Show a
club.
picture of her on the couch with an ice
Bailey.
cream.
Yeah. My name is Bailey, and I'm the reason why
I'm the reason you're not there.
record holder.
I've now
It's
moved to
Bailey
Idaho.
Schindler from Dorchester.
Yeah, I moved to Idaho. I'm not welcome in the States anymore. I'm gone.
Oh.
So again, a wonderful event. Hope Nebraska can build on that tonight with a football performance in Minneapolis. But we want to hear from you guys today, 464-5685. Your calls welcomed as always, and text also. So I'm just curious, as we go into tonight's game, Nebraska is anywhere from a 7 to a 7.5 point underdog against Minnesota. I mean, I'm curious how many people in this state are expecting a victory tonight. Do we go into the game? Obviously, you want to win. They call it as an athlete, as a coach, just to win every game possible. But I'm curious if you think the fan sentiment is they expect Nebraska to win, or just saying, "Hey, let's look good and let's build on this and beat Colorado next week."
Oh, I would think it'd be interesting to hear what Jay thinks. I think it's heavy percentage win.
Right. Yeah.
They're anticipating to win.
Oh yeah.
You still have that anticipation, and there's a difference. Like I said, I always talk about the number one thing you look at when people talk about overs, unders, what they're going to win in this season. Kind of look at it is what first I go to the schedule. Like, who are they playing?
Yeah,
who are they playing like that? So you look at some people like look at Colorado's schedule. It's their first 5 or 6 games. It's unbelievable. They go to TCU, Nebraska. I think they go to USC, Oregon. I mean, it's nuts. So when you're looking at their numbers, that's the thing you look at. So like I said, I think Minnesota is very well coached. I think PJ Fleck's a really good coach. Like him or don't like him, personality wise, the guy's had success. He'll have his team ready to go. But like I said, it's not the 85 Bears coming out of the top.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, definitely. I think a high percentage of winning. And also the educated fan knows that Mo Ibrahim is gone.
That's a significant loss.
You know, Morgan is gone because he's been there so long that he started to look like PJ Fleck.
I heard out there the special. I was watching Joe Clapp last night. Sorry, for 6 years.
Started every game.
For 6 years.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
He came in with a full head of hair.
Yeah.
He definitely bald like PJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Frost's first year, 2018, he came in. He replaced their quarterback Anixtad and looked good. But that was his first. That was Frost's first year. 6 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, so I think it's. I think the fans are expecting to win. They're expecting a good game, but they're still expecting to win. That's the way you should be.
In a tight game, as Jay knows, trust me, I love players. I'm always about in a game like tonight, a tight game, which we all think it will be. Boy, does the coaching matter.
It does.
The coaching matters on your play call for this situation, this play at this situation. I mean, every situation, did you handle that really well? Did we make the right fielding decision? Whatever it is, coaching will matter so much in this game on how you handle the ebbs and flows of the game. Everything about it, the coaching really matters in this game. If it's Alabama, against a 1AA team. It's not really the coaching,
right?
It's not. But and when you get into these big games,
it is.
Boy, it's the coaching.
It's the inexperienced team in a lot of positions. Been here around, but just like the tight end position, Borkacher's played more than Fedoni. Fedoni hadn't played this. You got to talk him off the ledge. I want to ask Bill this, right? Is from a defensive coordinator's perspective, what would give problems, right? So say you're the offensive coordinator because you know defense. That's what I'm going to ask you. This is what I envision Minnesota doing, right? You look at Jeff Sims. We're going to test your accuracy. We're going to see if you can really run the ball. I'm literally telling my corners, don't even worry about showing off. Zone or man, I want you in their face. I want you to get them, impede their progress. Safeties, you can creep up. And then, so I'm going to challenge you to throw it from a defensive coordinator's position. And then now you're calling plays on offense. What are some of the things Satterfield possibly could do to loosen that defense and change that mentality? Because I think that's what they're going to face.
Mm-hmm. First thing I'm concerned about is groupings, where
Right.
all of a sudden it's like, okay, you're anticipating a lot of 12, 2 tight ends in the game. And all of a sudden they come out in 0-0, which is 5 wides.
Right.
Well, what's your grouping?
Or 10
personnel.
Yeah.
What's your grouping? What are you playing versus that? You have a plan.
Right.
But I'm going to say all of a sudden that's probably not heavy in your mind.
Right.
Or all of a sudden the first series they come out in 10 personnel. or they come out in 5 wide receivers, and they're going to go empty.
Yeah.
And also
So
they got wide
yeah.
outs. Okay, matching up now. Do we go right to our dime package or whatever package that you have? That's a concern. Formations are a big concern of mine, or how much are they trading, shifting, movement? Or all of a sudden it's 2 tight ends. They move. They go one time. Or I'd also be very concerned. I used to try to call a game if I could. And last year we did it a lot with is the Y in the core or out of the core?
Right.
So where does the Y 11 personnel? Where's the tight end line up at? And also, so if they're builders, which means there's a lot of things run game go by if the tight end and the back are on the same side. Are they in pistol? Where are they in? So all of a sudden, like Alabama that year, they were so good, they build everything. So you could never know. He'd be out here, then he'd add in and stay. He'd add in and come back to 2 back. He'd add in and go to the other side. So you had to think really fast as an inside linebacker.
Sure.
That, hey, this is this run.
Same thing.
This is this run. But they built the formation late,
different ways
to get to the formation, or they're always jumping the back. So all of a sudden the tight end stops in the back, jumps late.
Yeah.
And all of so all those little things are going through my head. And so what you always want to do is be calm and do whatever your kids do the best. If say we can play this and this, and every coverage we've worked through it.
Right.
Everything we've worked through it. And so I'd always want to be a little bit more zone early.
Yeah.
I don't want
give you a little bit more confidence.
A little more confidence on just getting lined up in the first part to be able to see how you're going to fit those things up. That's what would bother me as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think like also I like that point there for if you go through a series where you're like, man, Marcus Washington's like, these dudes, I'm seeing 2 of them, they're in my face. You do come out and I know from a linebacker's perspective, they come out in 10 personnel, 5 wides. You're no most likely early not playing man and going 0 blitz unless it's like Buddy Ryan or somebody.
Everybody else not yet.
So essentially, they have what we'd have hands, right? You just throw your hands, so it would be some sort of zone. I mean, if you did, it'd be almost maybe like a zone blitz if you did it, and then you got a defensive tackle trying to cover a crosser or something like that, or
it bothers you.
Yeah, or a defensive tackle getting the number 3, because these defensive tackles, they're not used to, they're only used to dropping to the right because that's where he's been every day in practice. Well, that tight end goes in motion. He's over there. Next thing you know, to throw the tight end, you give it an explosive play. So that's going to be interesting, the chess moves that Marcus Satterfield is going to have to do. Number 1 for his quarterback play. Number 2 is to get some offensive,
so
flow.
If the offense does some things like that, you'll get some one thing you can tell right away is what the defense is in. Because if you get some weird looks, you'll see, they said they'll make the hands check or hey, I've got zones. They're going to throw stick routes, easy access routes, which is really important for a quarterback. I guarantee you the first several throws for the quarterback on both sides will be built to get completed.
Yeah.
Might just be a bubble. Might just be something simple. Take a little throw. All of a sudden he starts off, he's 3 for 3. Might just be for 9 yards, but he's 3 for 3. Balls are caught. Get in some confidence. But you can get yourself in those spots, but hey, how are we going to adjust this? So there's a lot going on. In my mind, I'm way more, if I'm a head coach, I'd be in with the defense a lot today. Just be like, okay, walk me through how you're going to handle this when this happens. Because you won't get as much craziness on the other side.
Right.
You won't get the offense will not all of a sudden be like, well, first play that's our blitz.
Yeah.
Nope. Not going to happen. Not going to get creased and give one up for 80 or something.
Yeah.
So you have a pretty good idea what's going to happen on the offense side. The other sides where you can be like, oh man, we were not quite ready for that.
Yeah, the checks.
Yeah.
And the walkthrough is huge, or when you're watching the tape, that has to be on, because it really is a linebacker, right? And say, Bill's my defensive coordinator. This is the last time that we, and not to get all fluffy with, have an intimate conversation. Like, what I mean is pulling him into the side and say, look, okay, let's go over it together before we break meeting, because when the game, or pregame, when the game starts, he might be upstairs. Or if he's a coordinator and say he coaches a position and a core like McBride, coach D-line, like, yeah, we'll talk during the game, but the amount of time that I'm able to get with him to make sure that I am servicing him, because the middle linebacker, whoever's setting the defense, is the extension for the coordinator. You get what I'm saying? So it's huge to make sure everything. Jay, what do you got here? What other check could we possibly go to? You want that there. And if then he knows, you know what? Let's just go this. Let's just survive this play.
Then a lot of times when something weird would happen, when they would come off, you get them stopped or happen like that, I'd kind of sit down with him, kind of look and kind of grin at him like, That was some stuff, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
All
that's pretty cool, right.
Take a deep
Yeah.
breath
Yeah,
there. That
right.
was some stuff. I
How about
agree.
that?
I agree. I used to always do terms. I always talked about terms of schooling.
Yeah.
So I was always like, we just went into some heavy advanced. That was doctoral level stuff. That
Right.
was master's level. That was great.
Some
We just
thinking there.
that was something that this was not second grade stuff.
No.
That was it went advanced. And you have to have, Jay knows, you have to have all these outliers too, which is just miserable for the defense. The outliers are if they line up in the Oregon spread or Daffy Duck when the tackles are out, or sometimes the guards are out.
Yeah.
They're both out. You have to know how to line up that.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll shit. If you line up and you don't have it down, so all these little things you're sitting there like today. So you just want to eliminate as much noise as you can. Like, hey, make the main thing the main thing. We know how to do this, and this, and then go in there some confidence. And there's going to be hate, and then you tell them before the game. There's going to be some adjustments.
Right.
There's going to be some things that are going to go down.
So look forward to it.
Be look forward to it. Like I said, if you're like, you want your guys to be like, oh, please throw a bunch of crap at us because we're ready.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, please don't. Oh God,
You're sitting there.
Don't do that. Don't do something like this. Be like, I hope they do something stupid like that because we'll make them pay.
We got a phone call on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-565. Greg, you're on an early break. Thanks for waiting. Go ahead, man.
What's going on this morning, guys?
Just game day, man. Calling in. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Busch, I got an update on the Best Western in Minneapolis we stayed at. You had to have a key card just to get in the elevator.
Nice.
Well, that's a big
You
deal.
know, I'm very
I
anti.
know exactly where that is when you're just coming into downtown.
I'm very anti key card for the elevator. That bothers me. But I understand the why. I get the why.
Yeah.
I understand that. But that bothers me also because sometimes you have your hands full.
Right.
And you're like, come on, man. That's
I'm
here.
I got a room.
Or when you're bringing up all the stuff and they usually go on at night, like after like 8 or whatever. And then you have it in your back pocket.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're
How do I get this out right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, so,
Help me out, bro.
Well, that's good, Greg. So do you have biscuits and gravy?
Big shout out to Husker fans for the volleyball game last night. Saw mini phones on dashes on the convoy going to Minneapolis last night.
Watching the game.
Did you guys happen to see you can buy day by day on Amazon now, which is the best thing ever?
I did see that.
Rule needs to show that video and say, don't pay attention to history. Just listen to the interviews the guys given and their mentality going into the 94 season. That's all he needs to tell the players, and then let it be.
Okay. Thanks for the phone call.
I wish it was that
Appreciate
easy,
it.
Greg. You just had to watch a video and then things would all work out.
That's how we get motivated.
It's a little bit different.
It'd be like a substitute teacher and you put on a movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like there's a little bit more to that. Otherwise, pop on Hoosiers or
every time it works.
Yeah. So I would play the speech from Miracle. I'd play that.
Yeah.
I'd play that speech every time. There's a little bit more to it than that.
If that gets you going, that's incredible.
Whatever it is.
What
you got to bring in like a little baby or something for these dudes, right?
Yeah.
I want to say one thing though, Bill. As much as people don't understand, and I keep this is something to look for. I don't know the status of Nick Heinrich, right? Henrich.
Yeah, that's Sip says it's a game time decision. But that's
huge.
That's
significant. I'm telling you,
go ahead, Jay. Go ahead and talk on this
because let me tell you something. As much as Bill's talking about coaches need to be calm, okay, he's on the sidelines. When you're out there on the field, you got 10 other dudes looking you in your eyes, reading your body language. When something goes crazy or you give up a play, your linebacker has to be calm. So I'm assuming Bullock is going to be starting, right? That's kind of what it looks like.
First ever start.
First ever start for Nebraska. First ever starting at linebacker is different. Playing outside linebacker versus inside is different. So this is where and I hope Luke Reimer has to stay is more in a leadership position to calm the waters. Because listen, if you don't think PJ Fleck saw that picture and it was like, okay, we know Luke Reimer, Nick isn't in there, right? Guy's in there. He was a safety kind of rover last year. He's playing in the middle. And if you don't think he's telling his offensive line, okay, instead of running, wedge blocking, we're going to gap this up. Matter of fact, we're going to run a little bit of counter. And you know what? Go to the offensive guard. Do you feel comfortable blocking one-on-one against Blaise Gunnarsson? Okay, tackle. I need you to earhole that guy every single time to get in his way, engulf him, mess up his read. And what it does, and I've been in this position, and I messed up one time in the league doing it against Tampa down there, and Pat Williams told me about it for 2 weeks. He's one of my best friends. Is if I'm getting blocked, then you start to get an anxiety of I gotta make a play. Well, the one time you go over top, that running back is going to hit crease you, and then he might hit his head on the goalpost. That's going to be as huge as Jeff Sims tonight, because he's an extension of the defensive coordinator, Tony White. One thing to do it in practice, another thing to do it out there on the live stage.
When you have to play inside, and so I was talking to someone at lunch the other day, and I talked to him. I said, when you play inside, I said it is such a phenomenon to play, because how things come at you and how fast you have to see your key read and your guard and all the stuff that comes with it. And so playing inside is really, really.
Yeah.
And so that's where someone like where Nick is very important to him. So we'll see what the game time decision is. But I agree that if he's not in the game, that will be an alert.
Right.
That will be an alert to to Minnesota. And that's not a shot at John at that, but that position takes a long time to play. A lot of things going with it. So Jay's talking a lot on just him being the captain out there.
Right.
And then also just playing the position.
Right.
Even just because there is so much stuff going on from that. That is so hard to play.
Because sometimes you could just line up and freeze a little bit and say, and be so like fixated on it. It's like you burn so much energy of, I'm getting the call. I'm calling the call. I'm making the checks. Okay, I'm lined up here, play gone. And now you're not playing your normal self.
There's times in coverage that Jay would know that you drop a safety down, the counter goes away from him.
Yeah.
He can be in the D gap on this side and has to be in the opposite A
gap.
That's his fit. It can
And
change
that's hard.
It can change 3 gaps.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to see it and understand that. That's so like Jay was saying, gap scheme is really difficult on someone that is brand new.
Yeah.
Because right away you have to know like who, boom. And they're tandems. If they're both over, they're both over.
Right. Yeah.
If they're both under, they're both under.
Yeah.
That's so.
You
can't split them.
No,
you can't go one way or the other.
I would say the 2 best linebackers I ever seen play, Ray Lewis and Jamie Sharper were good, but the 2 guys was Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. The footwork. I'm telling you, watching them on the all 22 tape,
square,
never made a mistake.
Square.
Those guys are so good for the Niners.
For 16 games, I watched them all. Fill, overflow, under, there, and it was like they had a sixth sense. So when you do that, you got to be it. And it's going to be huge tonight because that gap scheme. Look, when they change the blocking scheme up backside, that's not what you practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you not only have to read the line, what the play is, you have to read the defensive line, how they play. Just say somebody gets hit by the turf monster, then ends up in your A gap. You can't say, well, I had the A gap. Well, the dude that's there is the A gap. You better find some work somewhere else, because if you don't, then at the end of the day, like I said, object is to win the game. Object is to win the play. Because when Bill wants to know, well, what happened? Well, then you got to have Nash. Well, you know what? I got washed down. Well, what'd you do, Jay? Well, I just stayed down in my A gap because I was there. Bill would be looking at me. Go ahead. You better get over there and make a play.
And you also, it's very critical for veterans, and I'm sure that Nebraska is like this, but they have to speak in your exact terms.
Yep.
Never do you hear, in the NFL or pro level or the great linebackers or the current linebackers in Nebraska, because I know those 2 or all 3 of them. It's like, what happened? And they spit it back to you in your exact verb. It's not like, well, there's this one guy and he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come over here.
Yeah.
Like, no, what was it? Like, no, it's coach. It was split zone.
Yeah.
Coach, this was exactly what it was. Here's what it was. This is what happened. Like Jay said, sometimes it's like, well, he climbed and like, well, where's the 3 technique?
Right.
Then if he climbs, that's on the 3 technique now to have to be able to make the play.
Right.
So you can solve it sometimes really fast, and then you always have some making those comments. You always. Sometimes it's like, what happened? And you have to say it out loud. And then it's just like, there's going to be anger on the phone. It was mine. He didn't, whatever happened, like that. And then
here comes the anger.
Here comes the anger.
You got to fix it, man. And you got to have guys, listen, and also a guy that takes people up too. You got to communicate from, top down or middle down to the D line and middle up. Meaning, if the safety's down, and I'm scraping hard, and me and Bill are over the top, well, then you got to get there, and I need you there. And if you're not there, and say he gets clipped off by the tackle, well, then we go right back to the 3 technique. You better start making some plays.
When we come back, Bill's Thrills.
Oh, we're doing
early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Busch Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their natural hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels, and you're on to a great day at Busch Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
If you want all the latest technology from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. Burgers? Check. Chips? Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I all extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering hot financing on all new compact tractors. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 84 months when you buy any new John Deere compact tractor. And with a variety of attachments, you'll make quick work of chores around your acreage. From mowing to grading loads, Acres has a John Deere tractor to handle your toughest projects. Don't delay. Visit your local Acres store to take advantage of this great offer. Acres, solutions for every field. Offer expires September 30th, 2020. Approved credit with John Deere for
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served businesses and residents with fast fiber optic service for 2 days. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebration in all our Allo communities.
Summertime is in wing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Jay Foreman here. Join us on Thursday, August 31st for our pregame show for Nebraska against Minnesota at the Warhorse Casino in Southwest Lincoln. We'll go from 4 p.m. to kickoff at 7 p.m. with the whole ticket crew. Make sure to drop by and see us at the Warhorse Casino.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. For my home, need a repair, heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal. I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
More of Early Break with Sip and Jay.
Simple, you are an idiot.
Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get to Bill's Thrills in a second. A text from the text line, 464-5685. Someone says, great show. As a 55-year-old born and raised in Nebraska who thinks he knows football, after listening to Coach and Jay, I know nothing about football. You guys are way more versed than I am.
Oh, it's fun to talk about. As I said, Sip talks about all the time. It's so many scenarios, so many things happen, so much prep that goes into every little thing, and then in the end, you just have to play.
Yeah,
you just have to go. You just have to be able to go play. But I got something for the. I'll save it for the spillover. I got something to talk about. What I think will be another big factor in this game.
Okay. Who in Columbus here, Bill?
Bird.
Bird says, walking 18 holes by myself and listening to Early Break is one of my favorite things. He's walking this. He's playing golf this morning.
Nice.
Walking 18 holes.
Like that.
This early?
Yeah.
I heard you, Bird.
What?
I know that when Jay started talking about what it's like to play inside there, that helps. And then I know it inside and out. That's why he always, when the safety drops down, he's never in the middle of the three,
right,
of the two.
No,
he never drops down in the middle. He always drops down on the side. On the side. That's
you got
because
the easy job.
It is easy. It's not. It's you're leveraging a cutback guy.
Yeah,
of some sort. Whatever the defense is, it all comes back to that.
Before Bill says, reminder tonight, Warhorse for pregame, 4 to 7 p.m. Join us out there for the 3 hours before the game. You can watch the game too if you want to. There's plenty of TVs at Warhorse, and
they got good food out there. Yeah.
And then the Jay Foreman post-game show live at the studio right after the game will be right here at the station. And also,
all night, baby.
I saw that. Yeah, don't forget. We got games tonight, games this weekend. NFL's back a week from tonight too.
Yeah.
We got Lions at the Chiefs next Thursday.
That's a big time
How
game
about
right
that?
out
That's
of the gate.
the first one. Lions at Chiefs on Thursday night next week. We've made it.
Yeah.
Football
The
all the way
upstart
back.
Lions.
Yeah.
The upstart
Lions got to be close. Like
Goff.
we're really good. And who do we got to play? Open up
Chiefs
with
on the road.
Super Bowl
Right.
champions on the road.
Right.
Like, geez,
No big deal.
Oh.
0-1. We'll go
Yeah.
from here. All right, let's get to Bill's Thrills on a Thursday.
Some call it interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
Does it come with bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advice.
It is a cool parenting tip Thursday on this game day Thursday. Huskers play tonight, 7 p.m. Again, this is sponsored by Mid-Plains Advisors. Contact Dirk, Scott, and Ty, the ATMs of Lincoln, at
you're not going to
402.
believe this. Guess who I saw yesterday?
What'd you see?
Ty and Dirk.
Where?
That's at Rosie's.
At Rosie's, of all
For lunch.
places.
Yes. It was awesome. Got a picture with him. I didn't know if Ty's listening. I thought, I'd like to have,
Stein cooler.
who has that picture? I'd like to have it get sent to me. I'd like to have that picture. They were there with their whole crew. They were headed down to the volleyball game.
Nice.
They basically worked in the morning. They were off. It was incredible to see them.
Well, you saw them in person. Dirk, Scott, and Ty. You can call them at 402-730-7387. Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs of Lincoln.
Jay, would you like to make $8,000 tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Get a hold of these guys. They're
I know Ty very well.
pumping it out.
Yeah, Ty,
they're
Ty's my
pumping.
man. He's
Okay.
taking real good care of
Yeah. So we're going, Jay. This is gonna shock all you guys, but especially
I
for
can't
you.
wait for this.
But we're gonna go backwards in time.
Back in time?
Back in time.
You don't say.
Don't
Bill.
say.
What a shock.
Who would have shocked if I
What
would
a
go?
shocker.
We're going back in time. Jay won't recall these, but there'll be a lot of people that will text in that have this. Okay, reinvent the family and friends football night, the wildness of the watch party, of what it used to be like back in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
When you got together to watch Nebraska football, and it was I'd like to see it install some shag carpeting in your basement if at all possible, because that's how it was.
Shag carpet.
Oh, I'm telling you. Okay, so a couple things. Okay, a couple things that have to happen for us right there. Kids, there's no curfew. Doesn't matter what age you are like that. It's like, well, he goes to bed at 9. Not tonight. There's no curfew. You can slough through school tomorrow and be just fine.
Yeah.
Just all you gotta do is show up, welcome it. We
Yeah.
expect that. So especially if it's a double overtime game, parents, they're all up and they're set and they're ready to go. There's kids playing ball as people are showing up to your house out in the front yard with the Nerf ball. You remember the Nerf ball?
Absolutely.
The Nerf ball.
With the bite out of
the bite out from a dog.
From the dog.
The dog. I had a purple one with 2 big bites out of it. Kringle. That's the best. Gear. You hope somebody shows up, as we talked about, in the red cowboy hat that's felt. And then hope some people show up in the red and white bib overhauls. Remember seeing those? They're red and white. Those are old school and old school Herbie gear. You want things going on like in the deal. You want like chance for turnover and stuff. Everyone's sitting together in the same spot. Now, here's the deal. You have your spot where you sit to watch the game. Okay. If it's not going well, you change spots.
Yep. Right.
If it's going well,
Do
for
not
God's
move.
sakes, no one moves.
No bathroom break.
No, nothing. No one moves.
Hold it.
You hold it. You sit down. Light down. Everybody get back in here. Then there's somebody that's in the living room that gives the commercial's over. The call out. The commercial's over because there's a mad. You have to be able to have that. You want all those things going on. Okay. Beer, cold. Number one thing. It's going to be Coors Banquet or Miller High Life bottles. That's it. If someone brings an IPA, send them home. If someone walks in the door with an IPA, you send them home. And the food is so critical. I want 7-layer dip. I want Ruffles potato chips with French onion dip. I want the Velveeta cheese dip. Then I want all the foods eaten with toothpicks. I want meatballs and little smokies. I want crock pots everywhere. I want crock pots everywhere.
We need to go to Bill's house for this.
This
is the party central.
That's how it was for us right there. And then, like I said, you can always change the mojo with it. Also, if someone shows up with a charcuterie board, flip it. Just flip it. We're not doing. There's no charcuterie boards. Just flip it over. Someone walks
to the
sets
dog.
it down. Boom. Dog, flip it like that. No, we're doing Velveeta tonight.
Yeah.
We're not doing
Someone brought
charcuterie
in
board.
both an IPA, a charcuterie board.
Oh, they'd be
Are they
immediately
banned?
They're banned forever.
They're banned, right? Yeah.
Imagine
They're
someone says,
suspended.
I got a 6-pack of IPA. It's a new one. You'll love it. It's out of it's out of
charcuterie.
like that. Just knock, flip it.
You are never welcome.
Never
Bill, would
welcome
you
again.
notify them though? Send them a certified letter. You are
Certified
now
letter.
suspended.
You're barred. I would shame them the whole night. I would shame them like, hey, IPA and some of the charcuterie board for Bob. I mean, what are we doing here?
Suspended people from our we watching the garage.
Yeah.
Well, we send them a text message. You've been now put on probationary status for 2 weeks.
That's a wise move.
Yeah.
But it used to be so epic because Jay, even by the time you were playing, almost every game was on TV.
Yeah.
But back in the day when so they call them watch parties. It would be a big deal. You showed up like 2 hours ahead of time.
Yeah.
2 hours pregame. This afterwards, you watched everything. It was so intense to watch it because first of all, you didn't get to see it. Well, tonight is a lot like that because no one's seen this.
Yeah.
So it's not like game 8. We're like, yeah, I've watched them play 8 games already.
First game.
No, this is the first game. So this is like watch party central. So teach your kids. There's no curfew. If they miss school tomorrow, it's fine. Or slough through. We've already said if with the win, when we get the win, no one's going to school tomorrow.
Don't go to school.
Yeah, Ted Carter should make the announcement here pretty soon that Nebraska will be off tomorrow.
LPS
to celebrate.
Come on,
LPS.
everybody.
Yes,
Come on.
everyone. I'll get a
Pillin too.
Yeah,
come on,
Nobody's working.
They're pilling.
School enough.
Come on, Governor Pillin.
Governor Pillin,
No
if you're
school
out there,
tomorrow.
no school tomorrow with the win.
Yeah,
Let's
Matt
make a
Rule Day.
statement. Reinvent the family and friends football all night.
That's good.
That was
That's,
you know what?
That's great stuff.
That was a highlight of the morning.
Well, Bill,
My man was intense when he said, "I want 7-layer dip."
Yeah,
that meant no negotiation.
Ruffles chips,
Ruffles chips,
French
onion.
You know the Ruffles chip like
Yeah.
that?
Oh, absolutely. We know.
And the best part is
They have ridges.
Yes.
the best part is when I look over, I can see Bill over there doing. I
Oh,
can
yeah.
just see him on the white table.
Yeah.
With the crock pots.
Oh, and you get the crock pots,
Yeah.
and also the paper
Check-
plates got to be the mini ones.
Yep.
The
Checking
mini
dip,
paper
too.
plates, the mini paper plates, and when you get the Smokies, and you get a
I-
toothpick and wooden toothpick too. Don't give me a plastic toothpick. I'll lose my mind.
I just have this visual, Bill, of you walking over the table and you say, "Hey, Laura, who brought the charcuterie
Charcuterie
board?"
board.
Oh, that was Steve.
They have to. It's not. That's not who we are.
I don't think the
Shag
shag carpet
What
would
they
go
do?
over well,
They
shag carpets.
I don't think the shag. I don't think that's going to
We
get
have to
that.
bring that in special.
Yeah,
Probably have to roll it up and take it out. Roll it out, and we'll take it.
Yeah,
Honey,
yeah.
that's okay. We'll roll it up. We'll
This
put
is
it. We'll put
temporary.
it back in the garage.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's temporary. It's
But
game day.
if you've ever been in a basement in the 70s, it was shag carpeting, and that's the way it was with the big TV down there. It was incredible.
That is Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Mid Plains Advisors. Call Dirk, Scott, and Ty for all your financial needs at 402-730-7387. Before the game show, some response. We get response from the text line. This one said, okay, someone says, if a breaker doesn't trip from the number of crock pots plugged into one outlet, it's not a real watch
Not
party.
a real party. It's not.
Right.
There should be 9 crock pots.
Yeah.
There should be every
crock pots everywhere.
every woman should every lady should walk in with that. Hey, Laura, where can I plug this in at? I got a crock pot full of
They have extension cords.
yeah, exactly. I got the little meatballs.
Yeah.
What do you got? I want meatballs and smokies, and that's it.
Nick, not this Nick, different Nick, says, crock pots everywhere. Love that, Bill. Don't forget the kids playing full-blown tackle football in the backyard at halftime.
Absolutely, halftime is like the pre with the Nerf ball,
Yep.
with the and Jay hit it so spot on with the bite out of it.
For the
They
dog.
all had
Yeah,
a dog.
yeah.
They all did. They would get a hold of it. It's like you get so mad, but that's part of the deal.
Barney says, don't forget the wood paneling, Coach.
Yes, the wood paneling down
there.
there. Oh, you can see the wood paneling. I can see it right now.
With shag carpet.
Shag carpeting.
Bryce says, chug a highlight for every score.
Yes, that'd be nice.
Are you okay with that?
That'd be nice.
You down with that?
That'd be nice. Yeah, if someone brought in, like they said, the charcuterie board, if they came in, with that,
Flip
an
it.
IPA, and then a really nice Napa Valley wine. No, just keep right on.
You can go to the next house.
Go to the
and
next
never
house.
come back
Go to
here
the next
ever
house. So
again.
that's not us. That's not us.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Corey in Lincoln says, you nailed it, Bill.
Yeah. Thank you,
He
Corey.
always
Thank you.
nails it here. All right, there you go. That's a wonderful. Someone says Bill has been a roll. You've been on a roll this week with Bill's Thrills.
Oh, that's very kind of him.
Keep up the
Also,
work.
to mention, Bill's Thrills now is on. Jake can talk about.
Yes. So if you want this Sunday, we will have Bill's Thrills recap of this week,
The whole week.
going forward on Sunday. I believe at 3:00 on Sunday. You can hear Bill's.
But we're
Thrills.
starting off with highlights, right, Josh? We have some. We're going back to March.
Yeah,
We're
so
going back to
highlights-
March. And so you can download them too. So there's going to be an hour of Bill's Thrills on Sunday, and going back to March. Right?
An hour of Bill's
6 shows.
Thrills is that's good content right there.
So this graduation situation
Situation.
may come up.
That's possible.
There's a lot of Duke. There's a lot of Duke in this.
You want to listen to it live, 3:00 this Sunday? We will also have it on podcast to download too, and we'll hook you up with that with all the links. So Bill's Thrills, though, will have its own show starting Sunday, 3 p.m. Check it out.
I've never been invited to Jay's garage.
I haven't either.
That's interesting.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah.
I've been to Bill's house,
But you know what?
before.
That's
Never been
fair.
to Jay's.
It's fair. I haven't. You got to earn that. You have to
Yeah,
earn
you
that.
guys
right.
are you guys are on.
Are we
you
getting
guys
close?
I'm on the
you guys
short
are getting
list.
close.
We're on
You
the
guys-
short list.
yes.
We're getting close.
You guys,
We're getting
you
close.
guys have came up. You guys have moved up the list.
Someday we're getting
A couple
there, Bill.
victories, man. You guys have improved your rankings.
Yes, that's big.
Jay's
But when you get the text now,
When you get the-
you
gotta
got to
be
drop everything.
Yeah, you gotta come. Yeah,
If you
yeah.
think you can't be off
That's-
somewhere doing. Yeah, you got to make.
That's
You got to make
completely
it fair.
fair. That's completely fair.
Well, let's play the. Here's the question. Okay, we're playing the game show. Bill, are you playing? Or is Jay
no,
playing?
same way. Jay.
Okay,
I'm
Jay,
his
you're
lifeline.
playing, and
All right.
Bill will be a lifeline
I'm
for
simple.
Yes,
You're
you're
simple
Yeah,
today.
okay, there you go.
Okay, so we're playing the
Shut
game.
up, Jay.
Shut up, Jay. Today, today's topic is season openers of the past for Nebraska football.
Oh.
Who'd they play? Who'd they play?
Okay. Oh, okay.
I will give you the conference, the score, and the year. You tell me what
Okay.
team they play. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Season openers of the past for Nebraska football. 402-464-5685. Shut up, Foreman starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume. It gets to a point where you go, shut up, Sipple! No, sorry. Well, here's your chance to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Brought to you by Bagels.
Once again, SIP is in Minnesota for tonight's game. It'll be gone tomorrow. Also, we'll have it back Tuesday because there's no show Monday. Labor Day Monday, no show here. But 464-5685. Jay will take to be a lifeline.
Yes.
So,
I
how
feel
do you
good
feel
about
about season openers of the past today?
Decent.
Feels decent.
1 to 10. I'm about a 5.5.
That's better than
Yeah.
a 4.
Yeah.
Sean, how do you feel about season openers of the past?
Sean Callahan?
This is Sean Callahan chiming in.
Is it?
No.
Oh.
It's been probably about as Jay is. If they're more recent, I'll do better probably.
All right.
All right, let's see how it goes.
He makes it hard now.
Bill is a lifeline for Jay.
Okay.
Use them wisely, Jay. First question goes to Sean. Sean, here we go. What Pac-10 team did Nebraska beat 48-10 to start the 2002 season? This is for Sean.
I know, I'm trying to think. 2002. I'm trying to think where I'd have been coaching at that time. I've been at Utah.
Bill's at Utah.
Let's see.
I wasn't.
I'll say Washington State.
You know it for sure, Jake. I don't know what to steal it. I don't know.
Pac-10
it for sure.
team.
I don't know it for sure, but
48-10.
Yep.
But
2002.
don't take it unless you think
I don't know that.
we're passing.
That'd be Arizona State.
Arizona State. Okay,
I
I wouldn't have got that. I was
say
thinking UCLA, but
I had PTSD from when we lost 19-0. That game was on the other day.
Understood. Against Arizona
That was
State.
at Arizona State.
Look at his face. He's pissed about that.
Sorry, we flew over the stadium because I was coaching at Northern Arizona at that time. We flew over the stadium to land in Phoenix as that game was getting over and the people were on the crowd. I remember that.
All
Anyway.
right, Jay. 0-0 score.
All right.
Bills in play. First question. What Big 12 team did Nebraska beat 17-7 to start the 2003 season?
Big 12.
Big 12. 17-3.
17-7.
Got it started Big 12. Who could they have beat back then?
2000.
Or I should know 2003.
I think I don't want to use me or not like that.
You won't lose a point with Bill if he helps you out because it's not a steal. So up to you.
I'm going to throw a guess out that thing.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Bill. I have a good
Oklahoma
idea.
State.
Oklahoma State is correct. So Sir Bill,
I'm out.
guesses
But we're
you
at the lead, though.
You got the lead. 1-0.
We're well
lead.
in command here, Sean Callahan.
Yeah, big Sean. Oh, Sean Callahan. All right, Sean. 1-0. Last question. What team did Nebraska beat 56-17 in 2004 to begin the Bill Callahan era?
What?
This was year 04, 05. I'm going to say Maine.
It was this 2004 to begin the Bill Callahan era. Jay, you
what
want this
conference
one?
was it? Where are they from?
I believe they are FCS.
Yes. No, but I can't answer.
You can't answer. You're gonna pick.
You
here.
Yeah.
You were here.
Uh,
You don't have to take. You don't have to take
no,
this.
I'm not thinking. I don't
Okay.
remember anything.
Bill, what team was that?
Isn't it Western Illinois?
It was Western Illinois, but no damage here because
I was
Bill
gonna
was.
say,
Yeah,
This is for the win.
this is for the win. Bill, Jay, this is
Yeah,
for
I
you.
haven't done anything, but let me see if I can backdoor into a win.
Okay, now Sean, if you miss this, Sean can steal this and go to tiebreaker. So
Yeah.
Jay, last question: what FCS team did Nebraska beat 25-7 to start the 2005 season?
FCS, so that's like the Dakotas and all that, right?
Yeah.
South Dakota State.
All right, Sean, you got to take this to get the tiebreaker. What team was that?
Well, was that Maine?
That was the Black
Bears.
Bears. The Black Bears.
Yeah.
Nebraska actually
Almost
played
gave it
Maine.
away.
Yeah.
At one point in time,
Nebraska
they actually
played
played Maine.
They played Maine in 2005, and it was an ugly game. Speaking of Jay, and Sean will go over under your number here.
Okay.
All right, Jay, how many total offensive yards did Nebraska have in its 25-7 win against Maine in 2005? Offensive yard, 20 points.
278.
Okay, Sean, over, under 278 for Nebraska in that game.
Oh, I got to say a little over that. Over.
What was it? Not a terrible catch. 340 yards off of that.
Yeah.
Sean, nice comeback. We'll get you back. Thanks for calling in and calling down the road.
Sean, nice job.
Good job,
All right,
Sean.
thank you guys. Go good.
Oh,
Go Big
Sean.
Red.
Oh, Sean.
Yeah,
How about
you a
that?
victory, just
Sean
like the
Callahan
Gophers
called
did
in.
today.
That's so nice. of him.
Sean Callahan for the game show today. You never know who's going to call in.
You never know.
You never know.
Never know.
Never know. That's tough. Bill, Bill would have won. You had Western Illinois.
Yeah. That would have been a. Yep.
Who would you have guessed for the first one? You said UCLA. You would have guessed.
Yeah,
for-
I would have guessed. Yeah. I was hoping you go back in time. I was hoping
know,
I wanted some 80s.
I did like
stuff.
all. I did
2000.
I did 02 to 05.
Come on. We're better than that, Jake.
We are better than that. And today Sean was than that. He got him. He
Yeah.
came. It
My
was
bad,
1-0.
Can anybody find out also they could text them where somebody could get a nice roll of shit. Someone's going to want
What
that.
two?
That's the wood paneling. The wood paneling is that.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Something
It's
to put
paper
up.
thin. Yeah.
Put up there. Okay. Well, congrats, bagels. Brings them to the party today. Bring
Yes.
some bagels.
Yeah.
Would that be? Would you turn that down? Would you say no bagels allowed or not?
It doesn't really.
It's a little
fit.
weird.
It's a little odd.
What if it was 11 a.m. game?
Eh.
Still no?
Still a no.
It's to 8 a.m.
The menus. The menu's the menu, guys.
Okay.
The menu's
Okay,
like,
but
not
7 p.m. or 11 a.m.
No, yeah, the
Doesn't
menu's
matter.
the menu.
Okay,
Yeah.
understood.
Change it up, Jake.
Yeah, I'm just asking
Gosh,
questions.
Jake.
I'm just asking.
You kind of
questions.
ruined the whole day.
I did ruin the day. The spillover is next, an early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is this you? You feel the same every day, and it's not good. You may think there's a magic pill that can fix you. There isn't. Limitless Male has found that the majority of men who admit they feel bad are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms: low energy, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, low libido. Sound familiar? Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM First, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com. Call 323.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Kick off the start to the work week with karaoke. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern, in the heart of Havelock. Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com. All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check.
Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. It's the best wings in town for traditions that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williams, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today. Make sure to stop by on Tuesday at 89-cent wings.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family, fun, friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Price Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come with both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool, empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your increase security and add value to your Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect fire.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Join us at this year's Ignite Lincoln 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th for an inspiring night of stories that spark change. Get your tickets at Ignite. Don't miss this chance to be a part of something extraordinary.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break with Sip and Jay. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover. We got AD with us. AD, ready for Husker game day? It's here. We are here today. 7 o'clock tonight.
It is, and forgive me for this, though. I'm still in awe of last night.
I don't think that's anything to be forgiveness about.
Yeah,
It's awesome. It was amazing.
Of course, I'm a diehard, from the football team, but just as a Nebraskan, not even as an alumnus, right? Just as a Nebraskan, it felt so cool and was cool to see. People around the globe talking about
seriously
the state of Nebraska.
All across the country, every news outlet talked about it, whether it's news or sports.
Yeah.
News was talking about it.
When Magic Johnson tweets about it, it's pretty cool.
It was a world record, 92,003 people, a world record for a women's sporting event. Yeah.
And also was just Nebraska. It looked on. I watched on TV. My family all went.
Yeah,
I had sugar
dog.
So, but just how it looked on TV, it looked incredible. Just the way the light, everything about it was really, really good. So when you turned it on, it's like cool. They had different angles from the show, and really I don't know if anyone really even watched the game real close as far as watch. It was just more like you were just watching all the other stuff, kind of going with it.
I just thought that Nebraska did a fantastic job. I mean, I had no complaints. People said, "Oh, the food lines are long." Well, that's 92,000 people. Get used to it. There's beer involved. It's going to be long lines. That's it, though. In terms of the actual product, I mean, the court looked great. There was no issues. Like there's no court breaking. Nothing wrong with the court. Nobody got hurt, which was not a great thing. The production in terms of post game with the fireworks and
it was great.
It was just a phenomenal, well done event.
Yeah,
like no complaints at all.
The weather.
That was the fortunate
Chamber of Commerce home run.
Yeah,
Chamber of Commerce home run.
Yeah, they're
that could have been just a complete disaster.
Very
storm rolls through. People trying to get into Devaney. That could have been
what we do.
One of the most horrible. Could have been just horrible. And you have just a bunch of palms up and just,
This sucks.
What's this? This cost us a lot of money. Oh wow, that'd be a
bad omen, probably.
Bad
omen. Case. Hopefully, it's a good omen.
I think something came up. I was watching So you have the keys to victory of all the stuff. Everybody goes through all those little things, and obviously turnovers will be so big and different things. I think the quarterback scramble will determine the game if turnovers are even
tonight.
The quarterback scramble, who has the key scrambles at the time. Jeff Sims very hard to rush for guys. There's always a seam to take off into. That'll always be hard. I believe that also their quarterback also moves very well.
He can
the
run.
Quarterback scramble, not the quarterback run, the design quarterback runs, the quarterback scramble. I was watching
crucial third down.
Crucial third downs, 3rd and 9, and all of a sudden they scramble and make the play and get a first down and keep the sticks moving.
Would you start out with a spot on Sims and the other
I would imagine that because all the only guys that scare you on escaping are the ones that escape downhill. Through the A and the B gaps, they scare you. The ones that try to escape outside, they don't scare you near as much. The ones that steal it and then take off down. So you want to have some rush games that are up and under, some things that are coming back to that. On a straight 4-man rush, they can see a window and be able to take it. I watched the end of the Texas Alabama game last night, the rerun. I mean, real simple. It's 3rd and 9, and quarterback for Alabama makes just scrambles first down. Then they end up going down and scoring a touchdown. On the last drive, free hitter right at him. Should be a sack, should be a 12-yard loss, should be they put him back in all kinds of trouble to use timeouts and things. Nope, makes him miss. Boom, runs for 20 yards.
And I remember that game because that was a huge miss there too because it changed.
It changed everything about it. They said if they don't get the one that they don't have it. We talk about weird things that happen in the game. I'm watching it, and Texas is down in position to be able to score, and like a missed call, how it changed the game. Alabama clearly face masked them. Would have gave them first and fourth to 4. Instead, they miss it, and they don't end up scoring on that drive. But first and fourth to 4, they have a chance. That would have put them up by 10. They don't get kicked the field goal. They don't have it happen. And then later in the game, Texas runs out of bounds when would have made Alabama use another timeout. That changes everything. All these little things. That's how small it is sometimes. Yeah, cause and effect is kind of great. But I think the scramble will be a huge part of tonight's game for both teams.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. And then who can hit the quarterback? It's not the sacks. Can you get these guys off their rhythm, off their spots? And you got to hit this dude.
Yeah, we talked a lot this offseason about for Jeff Sims and the quarterback. You know, we saw for years quarterback run very vital in terms and quarterbacks escape, scramble with Adrian Martinez, Taylor Martinez back in the day, Tommy Armstrong. There's been the hope that, hey, can we make that something that's not as common? But it feels like that's going to be a very, very big part of not just this game, but the whole season. Is Jeff Sims, you can run, brother. You know, show us your legs here.
Well, he's going to have to be smart. It's not just running, but also when you have to escape the pocket, are you looking to run or are you looking to pass? Russell Wilson versus kind of like Lamar Jackson. Because if you are running as a secondary option and looking to pass and everybody's expecting you to run and they come up, you can get an explosive play out of that because you're in a scramble drill. So if somebody's undisciplined coming out of there, next thing you know, you instead of being backed up on your 25, now you're almost at half field or at the 50. You get another first down, you're in take a shot range, maybe a first down and some yards. Now you're in field goal range. Now you just took control over the game based on one complimentary play that probably happened 5 or 6 plays prior. Those plays are what wins you or lose you the game.
You know what, gentlemen? You know what else? And Coach, Dave, very familiar with it. Played special teams, and Coach, you coached it. We have not had a return game in a long time.
There hasn't been a dynamic return.
Yeah, I think tonight special teams could play a key factor as well.
It's just returns. Fair catch is not optional. We're going
you got
10 yards deep. No, I'm just playing.
You got. I looked. I was like, "Did you say 10 yards?"
Yeah. That's pretty deep, Jay.
You got to be smart about it. I know that's been an emphasis, but you also have to understand you still got to play it. If they try to pooch kick you, and what PJ Fleck will do is he's listening to everything that's been said that they're thinking about returning. You know what? Let's see how disciplined they are. Let's pooch it up there. Let's see if you actually should probably fair catching that because it's up in the air. The blocks up front. This is what looks at the returner. Blocking is harder when it's not a deep kick. Right. Because
you're not engaged. That engagement is not
right. If I'm trying to push you or if I'm blocking you and taking you where you're running, you're essentially you're going to the ball.
Yeah.
And it's a deeper. So then the mesh of it, the return. Sometimes you
lanes and everything else.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see, man.
The hardest technique in special teams, there's 2 of them. The first hardest one is the front line on kickoff return. It's the hardest technique to play. The other one is one-on-one versus a gunner on the punt team.
Yep.
You're a corner by yourself. Like you can't. If you just don't win those.
You're on an island.
You're on an island. You generally just don't win those. So you have to build it. But that front line is so difficult, and so. Like when I was at Wisconsin, have our different places when there was no fair catching, where I used to just preach hang time and goal line.
Yeah,
we got great hang time at the goal line. We felt we were always going to pin them inside the 20 to 15 yard line because they couldn't opt out.
Yeah.
There's no opt out,
so
they're catching the ball at the goal line.
Yeah. And natural instincts, you're going to take it out too.
And so it's just now. So. You can see that tonight with the statements being made. Hey, we're returning them, which is no problem with the statement. Just know that they're aware. The other side, they're aware.
Yeah.
And so if you're kicking the ball, it's like, hey, hang time, goal line. That's what you want to see.
Win, right, Jake?
That's right.
That wouldn't affect your golf shot.
No,
right?
not at all. No, not at all.
You ever played with Jake before?
Oh yeah.
Jake is nasty, man.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He's a modern
And
day.
his clubs, he got his clubs when we were in high school.
Yeah.
He's the Lincoln version of Brooks Koepka of ball strike.
I don't. That is completely false.
You're Brooks from
I'm
now
Brooks.
on out.
I'm Brooks. We got
You're
Big
Brooks.
Swim. We got Brooks.
I think Brooks is a better nickname than Big Swim. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll take that as the way. We will have normal programming all day. 4 o'clock, though, the pregame show at Warhorse, 4 to 7 p.m. Join us there. And then the Jay Foreman postgame show right after the game here at the studio. We will also talk to you tomorrow. Friday is tomorrow's Friday. We'll have a recap on the show from tonight's game. That will do it for us, though. For AD and Jay Foreman and Bill Busch, I am Jake Sorensen. See you.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bearshin Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including German items, you're sure to find what you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot